Well, that was a crazy night. I mean, all things considered, this turned out pretty fantastically. Thanks to all the fans that came out tonight. We really appreciate it. You show a lot of support for these great athletes, and these athletes put on one hell of a fight card. Performance bonuses for Cameron Simon, Cole Henning, what a KO after 4 years. Pierre Botha and Anisek Kanyeba, what a fight. And fight of the night, the lightweight clash between August and Mikishi.
First questions for the champ, Tembo Garamba.
Yes, let's go.
So firstly, how does it feel for the defense? And just talk us through the fight. You had to face some adversity. It seemed you were wobbled quite badly. How bad was it? And what did you make of the fight?
Firstly, I thank you very much for everybody that came here tonight to support, firstly. Look, honestly, I don't see myself as a guy defending the title, I see myself as a winner. So I just came to win. That's what I see myself as. Because if you say you're defending, it's like this is attached to you. No, man. For me, that's why when we walked out, I said to Sylvester, take the belt and put it on your shoulders. I'm not going to put it on my shoulder because this is not who I am, Being the champion, having this belt doesn't mean I am, without this, I'm not Temba, I'm different. So that's the first thing. Then with the adversity that I faced in the fight, he hit me, I don't know, with the left hand. And then all I remember is that when I went down, when I got up, I was looking where the referee is. I'm like, don't stop the fight, don't stop the fight. And when I got up, I was fine. Then I looked at him, then I saw he was going to come for it. Then I was like, okay, let me pretend like I'm going to go for stand-up. Then I went for a shot for a double, but he almost choked me. Then a crocodile after it. But I appreciate Lyle. I think he was the toughest guy. I think Joe Cummings and him, top two, I don't know, but I appreciate him, he's a cool guy, I love him, and not love that way though, but it's cool.
The next question is for Kara. Kara, can you give us an update on Neil Duplessis? He's obviously not in attendance here for the press conference, and it seemed like he potentially was injured in the submission as well as potentially injured right hand.
Yeah, I mean, it was a controversial call there. He was saying, I was sitting right in front, and he was saying, I'm fine, to Brad. And then Brad stopped the fight. Obviously, look, that's what he's doing his job. He's protecting the athletes, whether that's a early call or not. I'm not sure, but I don't know what his medical situation is at the moment. But after the fight, he was back at the front watching, so I think he's fine.
Next question's for Lyle. Lyle, congratulations on that performance there. The other guys have already asked, you seem to rock Temba quite nicely there towards the end of that first round. Just couldn't finish it off, and then obviously he came back in that second round. Your thoughts on the fight and how it went?
Yeah, it went well. I felt really relaxed in there. Upset I didn't get to show off as much as I wanted to show off. I feel like at the end there I made a technical mistake. I was fine throughout the whole triangle. When I took him down, obviously he stuffed my hand, and then he got his leg around my shoulder, but I was able to defend that whole triangle the whole time. It was never on. I felt well, and then I don't know what it was. I have to go back and watch it, but it feels like either he must have bumped me or I must have lost my balance and fallen a little bit to the right. And then from then on, it was just on. I was I feel like it was just a technical mistake. I felt really good in there. Round one, when I dropped him, I didn't even realize that I dropped him. I was I think you can see in the fight. I was a bit oh, okay, cool, yeah, that landed. And then, yeah, I should have capitalized on that one, but it happens. Just glad to be here.
All right, I have a question for Anisek Kanyeba, the showstopper. Congratulations on that win. The most experienced fighter in EFC history. Congratulations on that as well. Two quick questions here. Are you going to wait, obviously, to see what happens with Joe Cummins and Elena Lunga? And how do you think you stack up against those two fighters?
Thanks for the question. Yeah, those questions, I think Graham is the one who need to answer those questions, because I did all my best in EFC to show. I did win 4 on the row. I never got a title shot. Now it's 5 on the row. And then if I watch my previous fight, I lost, another fighters who I get lost against them, They are not on my level, but I just lost. But now there's nothing to prove. It's Graham who to answer this question. Me, I'm just here. Anyone you want me to fight, even tomorrow, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. This is my 23 fight on EFC. My 23 fight. I don't care. I'm a fighter. I'm born a fighter, I'll die a fighter. I'm here in EFC. Whatever you bring him. I'm ready. And then I want EFC to give thanks to my coach, Konda Siabi. It's only him who always make me to win on the road. I win 4 on the road with him, now 5 on the road with him. It's only Graham, he need to answer those questions.
Next questions for Chilumba Mukishi. Tough fight tonight, but you've gone 4-0 now in the EFC. We received a message from Cape Town, from Saxon Delafield, saying he's ready for you, and would you make the trip to Cape Town to face him?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank everyone who came for the support. So, yeah, man, I'm ready, man. But if you can make it in May, it's going to be good because, I got a shoulder problem, so I need to rest it up.
Next question for Stefan. Stefan, congratulations on that win. Obviously, you're feeling pretty good now, finally finding yourself in the light heavyweight division. I suppose that's now your division. Following on the question that was asked earlier, it seemed that at some point in that fight, Neil seemed to have hurt his right hand, and he seemed to be doing a lot of slapping of you with that right hand. Did that have any sort of impact? Because it seemed once you felt 1 or 2 of those, it was like, game's on, I'm going to take him.
Sorry, just say the last part again.
He was doing a lot of slapping with the right hand as opposed to laying on the punches. And it seemed as though once you realized there was nothing in that right hand, it was game on for you to finish it off.
Oh, yeah. First of all, I also want to say thank you to everybody that came out tonight to watch EFC. And for everybody that backed me, I was a big underdog in this fight. To be honest, I think it's more their style. I didn't see his hand hurt. Actually, I didn't notice it. So I thought it was just like his style, maybe. He wanted to slap me. But yeah, I started as the fight went. I started reading his shots. They weren't so, quick. And I started in the second round. I started moving my head a little bit more. So, yeah.
Next question is for Kara. Kara, we saw a very powerful comeback from Cole Henning on the main event of the undercard. Do you think that performance warrants a rematch with Saxon for some unfinished business they had from a previous fight?
Cole looked amazing tonight. Obviously, you don't know what to expect from an athlete of 4 years out of competition. A fight with Saxon would be awesome. I think he called out Rudy Roots would be awesome. I think it's a great division for him. There's plenty of opponents there. But the kind of fight that he put on tonight, I'd love to see him fight again soon.
Next question's for Sindile, possibly the biggest bantamweight on the roster now. How did you feel in the new weight division? Was it cut big? Just talk us through how that all worked out.
Thanks for the question. The weight cut was easy, man. We did it. We decided in December already that I'll fight bantamweight this year. So from then we started to eat right, and we started then to cut the weight. Yeah. So I didn't struggle at all.
All right, my question's for Reuven de Beer. Reuven, congratulations on being on the main card. Obviously, you didn't get the win. It's a big accomplishment from where you started in the EFC. You fought a very big opponent here in bantamweight. Sindile is huge at bantamweight. What do you think you need to do to get past a fighter like Sindile and fighters on his level?
Firstly, I want to praise Jesus, and then congratulate Sindile on the victory. And also the referee, it was a good stoppage. There's no problem with the stoppage. I was stuck in a position. I couldn't get in a better position to defend myself. I'll just have to go back and train harder, get stronger. I made a stupid mistake of rushing in when I knocked him down. He got on top of me. We didn't want that, so I think it happens. Yeah.
Next question is for Sindile. Sindile, there was a big win in the bantamweight division, beating someone on a 3-fight win streak. What's next for you? Who would you like to fight next?
I know there's one coming up in Cape Town. We all know us. We like to fight in the coast. We don't enjoy to fight on this side. So, Graham, can you please give me a fight on that side as well? Anyone in the bantamweight division, you can even line them up. It's fine.
The next question is for Temba. Temba, we know you've been pushing hard for that UFC call-up. What do you think, sitting here right now, getting a submission win against a guy who comes from a renowned submission gym, putting out that kind of a statement, what's next for Tembo Garamba?
UFC is going to come and they will sign me. I mean, good things will come, and I just have to keep working hard, believing in myself, putting it out there. It didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. I wanted to finish this fight by TKO, but I mean, a win is a win. I'm not quite happy with the submission, if I have to be honest, because but it is what it is. I wanted to finish by TKO knockout because that's exactly what I worked hard for. Obviously, I cover everything. And talking about the UFC, my manager is next to me on my left. And I got other few managers trying to manage me. You know, these guys online try to manage you. But I got other people trying to help me out with the UFC thing. But the first man that is helping me is a cool guy next to me. And I think me and him, we're going to talk on Monday.
Okay. Sorry, Neil's just arrived, so... Neil, just a question for you, quick. Obviously, it was the controversial decision. Just talk us how you felt. Obviously, you didn't tap and the fight was stopped. So just talk us through your thoughts on that.
It was obviously Stefan won, and he said it immediately. So he showed a lot of character. He said immediately, I didn't feel a tap. And afterwards, obviously, there's a lot of discussion. I said, listen, Brad asked me what did you say? And I said, well, it doesn't get down to that. It gets down to whether you tap or not. That's how it works. And Stefan obviously only stopped his technique because the ref stopped him. So I mean, I don't blame him at all. And Brad is a good ref. It's just obviously this shit happens.
All right, one more question for Temba. Temba, you and I have actually talked over Facebook, and we talked about, obviously, the tragic death of Kobe Bryant and how people are still feeling the effects to that today. I'm a huge basketball fan. That being said, how did that kind of leading up to this fight, leading into your training camp and all the hard work you do, did that affect you at all leading up to this fight? And just talk to me about that Mamba mentality.
My man, why you have to bring this up now? But yeah, look, brother. I always say, I'm very honest. I had two heroes in my life, my father, and when I wanted to make my comeback, I had to look for a guy that I had to look up to, and that was Kobe Bryant. And the day he died, man, fuck. I'm sorry, but we actually didn't train. I went to the gym trying to train. I'm like, hey, he's watching now, so I gotta train. And I couldn't train, bro. Myself and Demand, we just was shattered, bro. It was not nice. It's not nice to have someone you look up to. That guy, that's where I want to get to. I want to get to a point where one day when it's all said and done, I can have a guy in Jamaica or a guy in India looking up to me like I looked up to that guy. It affected me in a way that I had to train harder because I started to myself, he's watching. You can't represent Mamba mentality. These guys they talk about, I see Instagram guys say Mamba mentality. Bro, Mamba mentality is, you have to be obsessed with this shit, man. You have, it's not play like this, man. Come on. It's something else. When I see guys trying to say Mamba mentality, it's an insult. It's an insult to what he represented, If you want to say you're a Mamba mentality, you got to live it. And that's what I do. I don't have free time. If I'm at home, I'm chilling at home with my family. I have an alarm. I'm like, I need to leave here in 30 minutes. I need to go train. My mind can't settle if I'm not training. That's why I said I have only 3 years of fighting, because what I do now can affect my relationship with the people that I love, my family, my friends. I'm putting all that on hold just because I need to pursue my dream and become a UFC champion. So I have 3 years, end of 2021. I know me and Kamaru Usman, I wish him nothing but the best. I want to fight him, me and him in the motherland, 2 African boys. How about that? You'll see it will happen.
Last one's for Kara. Kara, we saw the promo for Cape Town tonight. Is that definitely going ahead?
Obviously, that was the intention coming into this event. We're all in the same boat here. You know as much as I do about what's going on. If we're permitted to continue doing events, then we'll continue doing them if it's safe for everyone. But obviously, we're going to have to see what happens over the next couple days. It's changing day by day at the moment. So the plan is for 4th of April in Cape Town for Jotsky versus Badat, but we'll just see what happens over the next week. All right, thanks for joining us tonight, and well done again to all these athletes. See you soon.